Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Just going to take a look today at some predictions that I made earlier before the season started, and as well the Pacoda rankings that they made again before the season started, and the USA Today, where they had everybody. Um, Pacoda is they're I'm not sure exactly what they do, but PACOTA is an acronym for, let me read this, Player Empirical Comparison and Optimization Test Algorithm. Okay, well, a bunch of stats they throw together, they simulate things and come up with what they feel are, I guess, good stats and good ways to find a player's worth and a team's worth, and so they, through that they've predicted the regular season, and USA Today, of course, been around forever, and they're always in baseball, talking about baseball, and they've given their predictions, and I've given mine, and this is again, we all did these at the start of the season. I think it was. I think at 16 games in, so 10% of the season. Today we're going to do um, where everybody stands as of yesterday, Monday, May 12th, at the end of play. Um, a quarter of a season is what we're looking at, and a quarter of a season of a 162 game season in the major leagues is 607 and a half games. A full season, of course, is 2,430 games, and a quarter is 607 and a half. Well, as it worked out, I think there have been a couple of rainouts that weren't played the next day or a day or two later and have been moved on. One for sure, maybe two. But as it works out, at the end of Monday, there was 607 major league games played in this season. Um, so virtually a quarter of a season. Half a game off. Well, you can't get half a game off. If I would have included today's games, that's Tuesday's games, well, we'd be well beyond that, and that's just me wanting to be close. Um, the next time probably that teams, and I've mentioned this before, will be uh, where we can look at how close they are in games is in September. Like right now, this schedule reflects games up until, as I said yesterday, Boston has played 44 games, and Baltimore has played 39, and everybody else is in between. Um, so you can never get to those. You'll never in a season get to a point where everybody's played the exact amount of games. I think after the first couple of days, that will never happen. The next time it will, the first time it will probably happen is Thursday, September 25th, when everybody will have played their 159th game, and then the final weekend gets played, and then to 162, and even that is not a sure bet, because there could be a rain out or two that maybe have to be played if they affect the standings. I don't know where they do it on a Monday. On the Monday, I guess. Anyways, these are the predicted standings that myself and Pacoda and USA Today have put up, and so the first column is Pacoda, the second column is USA Today, and the third column is me. So we just take a look at some things that we've all agreed on. Um, we've all agreed that the Cubs would finish first in the Central Division of the National League. We've all agreed that the Dodgers would finish first in the National League West, and by golly, we're all at this point right. Um, Further to that, we've all agreed that the Rockies will finish in fifth in the National League West. We're right about that. In the American League, we've all agreed the Yankees will finish first. They are currently. The White Sox will finish last, and they are. We're right about that right now. And the Angels will finish last in the American League West. Again, we're right now. Um, what else have we agreed on? We have agreed that the Brewers would finish second in the National League Central. We're wrong about that currently. We've agreed that the Giants will finish fourth. We are wrong about that currently. I think there was another one. Yes, we've agreed that the Rangers will finish first in the American League West, and we're wrong about that as well. So that's how predictions are, aren't they? You, you could know everything about baseball, and you're going to get something wrong. You really are. But I've always liked to predict. That I can remember doing it as a kid in the '60s, predicting all sorts of sports, and of course, in the end, who knows where I finished up. So let's take a look and see what how us, the three of us, Dakota, USA Today, and myself, have done so far. Last time, as I said, we did it after about 16 games, 10% of the season. Um, Dakota had 10 right, USA Today had 11, and I had 8 right. So, what have we got this time? Let's just take another quick look in the National League East. Dakota is right on 1, 2, 3 spots. USA Today is right on 2 spots, the Nationals and the Marlins, and I'm right on 3 spots, first, second, and third in the National League East. In the West, in the Central of the National League, we're all 3 of us agreed that the Cubs are on top, as I mentioned before. USA Today has the only other ones predicted right currently. The Reds in third and the Pirates in fifth. In the National League West, the Dodgers, we agreed on that in first place. Myself and Dakota have picked the Padres to finish second, and that's currently where they sit. And the Rockies, we all agreed that they would finish fifth, as I said earlier. Now, the American League, the Yankees, we all think they will finish first. USA Today thinks the Blue Jays will finish third, which is where they are at this time. And I also predicted that the Red Sox would finish second, and that's where they sit currently. In the American League Central, the Tigers, they are in first place, and USA Today is right. And that, to me, this was going to be a real tough division with a very good Cleveland team that was predicted to be further down in the standings, although I predicted them to finish first in the division. But very good teams like the Tigers and the Royals, who emerged last year, and now a team that had been underachieving all year, the Twins, have suddenly caught fire, won 8 in a row, and they're right back in the hunt. Oh, they're still in fourth place, but I will have to check that. I'll check that tomorrow. I've got another one tomorrow, and I believe now there are 2 divisions with 4 teams over 500, and that is the National League West, which has been like that all season. Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, and Dodgers have all at 500 or better, and the Twins, with that 8 win in a row, improved their record to 500, and now they, along with the Royals, Guardians, and Tigers, are all above 500. So a very tough division, and you wouldn't have said that necessarily 2 or 3 years ago. Probably the only team that was worth anything then would have been the Guardians, and the Twins were just emerging. The Tigers and the Royals were, along with the White Sox, were nowhere to be seen. So, what are the tallies for all of us through 40, or sorry, through a quarter of a season, 607 games. This time, Pacoda has 11 right. Now they have in uh, the two reports have 21 totals. USA Today is the leader this time with 13, and they now have 24, which gives them the lead still. And I have 12, which is an improvement for me. I'm now at 20. I'm still trailing, but I was finished second on this board here on this one. So, what were your predictions like? If you got any, put them in the comments below and let me know how you stand as it sits today or tomorrow and if you think this is the way it's going to finish. But to me, this is. I remember many years ago reading about the pennant race of a baseball season, and they likened it to a horse race, and this is basically, if you take that analogy, now the teams have just got out of the starting gate. They're kind of settling into where they'll be, and from here now they will make their moves, and some could fall back, some could move ahead, but there's lots of time for that to happen, and so we'll see. We'll check in on this again at halfway through the season, which is 1,215 games. I don't know where that's going to put us. I'll have to check that out, or I'll I'll keep a close eye on it. And when we start getting close to that, then I'll start thinking about this again. But anyway, this is where we sit. Yeah, what do you think of this? Where your team is, where you think they'll be, where you think they should be. Um, just let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support. I'll talk to you again soon.